Hey guys, what's up? Can you guys hear me okay? It has been a very long time since I did a stream. And so I'm hoping that this works out okay. Leave a comment in the section below or in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me okay, if I've got the mic synced up okay. I wanted to chat with you guys about E3. Let you guys know what I thought about E3, what I think about it so far. We've got here, let's see here, 20 viewers so far, 19 viewers. And yeah, I just wanted to chat with you guys about what your thoughts on E3 has been so far. Of course, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony are done with their conferences. They're going to be showing more stuff. Of course, E3 is still going on, but the big conferences are pretty much done. And I want to see what you guys thought, what you guys think so far. And let's have a look here. Make sure everything's working out the way it should. All right, just double checking, making sure the settings are working the way they are. Let me just check something out real quick here. Let's see here. Okay, it has been a long time since I did the stream. I apologize. Now I see all of your guys' comments. I was in another screen. I apologize. Okay, we've got some comments. I want to make sure I see all of you guys. Okay, let's see here. I apologize, guys. I was in another screen, Google Hangouts, and I had the thing for the chat. It's been a while. There've been a few changes in YouTube, so I do apologize for that, guys, for the lull. I know you guys, your time is important. Let's see here. Welcome everyone to the stream. And
and wanted to chat with you guys of your thoughts on E3 so far. And let's see here. All right. Malcoy 1, excited for Metroid Prime 4. A lot of people are excited for Metroid Prime 4. A lot of people thought this would not be able to happen. Let's see here. James Gowan, it's 1:40 where you're at. So you are 2 hours ahead of me. I am in California, and it is 11:40. Jonas, who wins? Who wins E3? We're gonna talk about E3. King Kaneki, if I'm saying that right. No Last of Us 2. I was kind of surprised about No Last of Us 2. Sony's was really quick. Like when Sony's conference ended, of course, what Sony's wasn't as short as Nintendo's, but when Sony's ended, I'm like, wait a second, that's it? And people started walking out the center. I thought, like, well, hold on, maybe they're gonna go just one last thing, Last of Us 2. But yeah, No Last of Us 2. Nintendo definitely showed some cool stuff. Malcoy 1. Water Boys 242. So you are on the East Coast. And Biohazard Hero. I thought Xbox did very well. Biohazard Hero, I think Xbox did really good too. Microsoft's, I thought they did good. Honestly, most people aren't on the same page with me on this one, but I had so much fun with the first Crackdown game. I've been kind of excited for the third Crackdown game, and I was kind of disappointed that they didn't actually take to the stage for Crackdown 3. They're showing game trailers, and then just Crackdown 3 was one of them. And of course, you had Terry Old Spice Cruz, which Terry Crews is awesome. He was in there, and he was in that trailer for Crackdown 3. But they only showed gameplay for the single player. They didn't show any like real like destruction of what we've been promised for like the multiplayer, which was disappointing. The Last of Us 2. It just must be in just too early of stage. If they had actually something really interesting in the show, that would have been like huge for Sony fans. But there must have been not a lot. El Patron Ramiro. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed with E3 this year. Now, honestly, guys, I'm kind of like disappointed with E3 this year too. I know my expectations were probably too high, but I was kind of disappointed. Ghost Gaming, huge fan. Thank you. I was kind of disappointed. Am I pronouncing this right? Not okay. So nice one. M8 Spider-Man 3. A lot of people really like the Spider-Man footage. OG Johnny Boy Ruiz. We're practically neighbors, Jimmy. Right on. Are you in Northern California or Southern California? Marvel Spider-Man Thoughts by Gage Maxwell. Well, Insomniac, they know how to make great games. And so they actually have a franchise that they can work with that people love. I think it has some real potential. As far as like, because there's been a few good Spider-Man games. I think the new one by Insomniac has some real special potential. But a quick question, the Spider-Man game by Insomniac, was there even a release date? Did they say like the beginning of 2018, end of 2018? I didn't catch that. Let's see here. Don Polanyi, Xbox did better than last, but didn't blow me away with exclusives. PlayStation was real good, but we all know where the games are coming, so it was a bit boring. Nintendo was also OM. Gotaku, I feel like Bethesda shouldn't have even had a conference. I feel like they've been obligated to have a conference every year. True. James going, sad no From Software news. Interesting. Born 2 or that new like Mayan thing. No From Software games. King Awesomeness Gaming, what do you think of Days Gone? You know what? So they showed something last year. I was surprised that they showed something again this year, but the gameplay they showed, I will admit, I was really impressed by it. Days Gone looked really good. Let's see. I liked how with Days Gone, you could like use the zombies to your advantage, like setting traps. I thought that was kind of cool. Michael Elizondo, what do you think about Xbox One X? Xbox One X. You know what's interesting? Like Saw Envy. Thank you very much. It's interesting. Like when PlayStation announced PlayStation Pro, I guess I was just like naive, but for some reason I'm like, oh, more people are going to buy the PlayStation Pro, even though it's $100 more because they want that powerful system. But by far, more people buy the PS4 Slim, which I should have thought. I don't know why, because most people don't have a 4K TV. And I understand a lot of games can be played at 60 frames per second, and a lot of games on the PS4 Pro and a lot of games on the Xbox One X can look great on the 1080. But most people don't have a 4K TV. And so the Xbox One X, $500. I guess they're not going to be losing, from what I read, I could be wrong, but they're not going to be losing any money off Xbox One. It's not like they're selling it at a loss. A lot of people are hoping for the $399 price point, but there's so much stuff in that system. It makes sense that it's $500. Captain Chaco, what was my favorite game announced at E3 this year? Oh boy. Totally blanked on it. Not Ashen, but that last one from Xbox. I can't believe I forgot the name. That one looked good. But what I liked about Nintendo, actually I had 2 or 3 things that are actually coming out this year. I was kind of disappointed because I was hoping for some real big ones from Xbox and Sony to go, you know what, coming out this year. Crackdown 3 is coming out this year, but let's see here. Am I getting an Xbox One X? I don't know if I am, because I have a gaming PC that can play like, pretty much all the games on Xbox I can play on my gaming PC. I still play games on my Xbox, but like I can already play like Forza Horizon 3 at 4K 60 frames per second. And so, yeah. What did I think about God of War by Praz? I think it looks really good. I was reading some complaints by people that they thought that the combat looked kind of bad. What are your thoughts on that, guys? I made a milkshake. Tell me, guys, if you have a tasty beverage. Ghost Gaming, please say my name. Will make my day. Rohan, you've been a subscriber since I started. Thank you. I've almost been on YouTube for 10 years, which is bananas. God of War is definitely, I like the direction they're taking with it. Mainly it's just because I love The Last of Us, and I love this just like heavy story driven. God of War had story, of course. I mean, there's a lot of dialogue, but the new God of War game looks really good. Okay. Benello, Anthem. Anthem does look good. You know what I thought of a game that a lot of people did not like, but when the guy was in his suit and he was like flying around, I thought of Dark Void, that game that a lot of people didn't like. Don Polini, my E3 winner is EA because of Battlefront 2. Let's see here. No Elder Scrolls 6. Yeah, Bethesda is still milking that Skyrim. They've got Skyrim in VR. They've got Skyrim on the Switch. They are going to get as much money out of Skyrim as possible. Oh, okay. Am I pronouncing this right? Clever Bonello. Am I excited for the new Metro? Yes, Metro Exodus. Let me tell you why. When I was first getting established and getting games to check out early, the first game, I believe one of the first games that I got early for my PC when I like years ago when I got a gaming PC, which I've got a new one now. But one of the first games I got, Deep Silver sent me, or I got a review code for Metro Last Light on my PC. And I don't know, I loved Last Light. Absolutely. Linear game though. I think the new Metro game, Metro Exodus, is going to have a lot more open. It's going to be linear, but it's also going to have open world moments, if that makes sense. Nice one, mate. Phil, better push Crackdown 3, release date somewhere else. Releasing it between COD and Battlefront is a suicide. I agree. That would not, that's like their only, I mean, they've got some games coming out in this Christmas time or in the fall holiday season, but Crackdown 3, I really hope that they push it hard. Let's see here. Blade Blur, thank you so much for the support. Yep, Blade Blur, another Bay Area. I am doing great because I apologize to all of you Cavalier fans. The Warriors just became the NBA champs. And no, I'm not bandwagoning. I can assure you. When I was like for years, I was in high school, I would watch the Warriors, Golden State Warriors, religiously. And they were an awful team, but I still watched them, and they would always barely make the playoffs. And now we have this crazy lineup of players for the Golden State Warriors, and they just won yesterday the NBA Finals, which is funny because they won the finals around the same time that the dog trying to get out. They won them around the same time that the Sony conference was going on, which is nuts. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Malcoy 1, when Metroid Prime 4 showed up, I jumped up, hit my head on the ceiling fan. You know, also really quick, check out Dreamcast Guy's video on the Nintendo E3. He was so excited about Metroid Prime 4 that as he was setting up the camera, he dropped it a couple times. It actually shows him, he was so excited about Metroid Prime 4 that he could not, he was like practically shaking. King Kaneki, I'm sorry if I keep botching your name. I apologize, everyone. Let's see. What are my thoughts on Call of Duty World War II? I thought it looked really good. So much about Sony is, although they played a long kind of like trailer, they didn't have like this grandiose thing on stage like, here's Call of Duty World War II, and this is why you should buy it. Because year after year after year, people have been taking the stage with Call of Duty and like, this is the best thing ever. They're like, look, Call of Duty, it's another game, but we've got other games to cover. Here's a trailer. I appreciated that from Sony. Let's see here. Blade Blur, I don't follow much, but I'm glad. Golden State Warriors basketball, NBA, they became the champions. Zero Cool, where is Mario? Are you trying to say Mario Land? Mario Odyssey, a lot of people are super excited about that. Pat the Indius Punk said, this is what he said on his Twitter. He said on how if Nintendo can market Super Mario Odyssey and have the Switch in stock, he said that the Switch will be able to sell 10 million units or systems by the end of this year. James going, Shadow of Colossus scratches the nostalgia itch. You know what's funny? When I was watching that, I was like, these look like the same giants or colossuses from Shadow of Colossus, but I thought that they were going to maybe try and do a sequel, but it's just like a PS4 remaster or remake. Do I like God of War? I like the look of it. I like the story. Again, like I said, for some reason, some people were saying how they didn't like the way the combat looked, but I don't know. I think it looks okay. Sarah, what are my thoughts on Mario Odyssey? It looks beautiful. Open world, interesting though, because I don't know, like it's like, wow, it's like GTA City, we've got Mario, but there of course are different locations. I'm happy that it is going to be coming out sooner than later. We don't have to wait to the end of 2018. I'm excited. It's a game I can look forward to this year to play on my Switch, which I was really fortunate enough to get. What do I think about Assassin's Creed Origins? I like the fact that they took an extra year to make the game, and it's interesting. You've got like supernatural creatures, like there's a giant cobra or snake and other things. I don't know. I will definitely be playing it. Ubisoft's been really supportive. Like the last time there was an Assassin's Creed game, I got to go out to San Francisco and check it out at their San Francisco location. So if they're nice enough to let me go out to San Francisco again and check out Assassin's Creed Origins and like talk with a couple of the developers, because I got to interview one of the developers last time for Syndicate. What do I think about Detroit Become Human? It's interesting. I think that main character is is it Aquaman for Justice League? I could be wrong. Is that guy from maybe not. I thought it was like an actor I reminded me, like the guy from Grey's Anatomy. Let's see here. Days Gone does look definitely good. What are my thoughts about the Xbox compatibility of Xbox One? There's one game I really love that I missed. It was Simpsons Road Rage. Simpsons Road Rage is a great game. A lot of people are saying how they would love to play Shenmue 2 on their Xbox One. That would be really cool. Let's see here. Thoughts on Bethesda not releasing a new IP. It seems to me that Bethesda has a lot going on. But yeah, it'd be something new, something fresh. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of buzz over the new Wolfenstein game. And I kind of like the direction they're going with marketing it. I don't know. Nostalgic Brad, have you noticed that Sony's E3 conferences keep getting shorter? That's an interesting observation. I was wanting more. It's because I was liking what I've been watching on Sony's stage. When it ended, I was like, wait, whoa, it's done? There's not going to be, pardon me, there's not going to be just one more announcement, one more surprise announcement. Zero cool. Ubisoft won the E3 to me. They definitely showed, I'm pronouncing it right, Shigeru Miyamoto. When he came out on stage, I was like, well, this is huge. And also, the crew, too, looked interesting. I know a lot of it looked like CGI stuff, but the crew, too, looked interesting. What do I think about Uncharted? I think it's cool that they're kind of going a different take. It definitely looks high-octane, action-packed. It looks like a lot of fun. It's not your... It's gonna, I think, put on a little more hours or take a little bit more hours than your average. It's an expansion, right? Standalone expansion, the new Uncharted. Looks like it has a whole lot of potential. I mean, Naughty Dog. Arkham Knight Hero. Are you excited for Crash Insane Trilogy? What do I think about Coco being playable? What about Knack 2? Yeah, I will definitely be getting that, the new Crash trilogy on the PS4. Coco being a playable character, that's cool. I just found out about that today. Knack 2, you know what's funny? Someone said Knack 2 is the sequel that no one really asked for. But I had fun with the first Knack, mainly because I thought it was kind of a fun pick up and play co-op game. Like months ago, we had some friends over, and the husband was really into gaming, and I was looking at all my PS4 games. And I'm like, I could play Rayman Legends, but I'm like, you know what? Let's play Knack. We played about an hour of the co-op, just couch co-op, and it was fun. So that looks like, I mean, it is another, it's a co-op game, Knack 2. Could be a lot of fun. Let's see here. Malcoy 1, thanks for coming. Alan Rubio, what did I think about? Are you trying to say Metroid Prime 4? Super excited. People are super excited for it. Victor Rodriguez, what do you think about South Park Fractured Butthole? If you're in South Park, you're going to love it. But also, it's a really solid RPG. Blade Blur Knack 2 is coming out on my birthday this year. Well, that's cool. James going. Super excited for Shadow of Mordor 2. You know what? Shadow of Mordor 2, I know there's been tons of gameplay for it, but that one looks like it's going to be fantastic. Nostalgic Brad, do you think original Xbox game will have online multiplayer when they come to Xbox One later this year? I think they're going to try and they're trying to go for that. Also, from what I learned, is that I believe that system link, you know how you could actually technically system link an Xbox 360 to an Xbox One if you've got the backwards compatible games on both consoles. But from what I've learned, that it's possible in some ways to be able to do system links between all three systems. AC Freddy, Assassin's Creed Origins looks amazing. It does. Battlefront 2, you want to talk about pushing visuals to the limit. Don Pelini, P.S. Jimmy, love your show from Amsterdam, the Netherlands. Keep making videos. Thank you very much, Don. Let's see. Am I going to play Injustice 2? Hopefully soon. I've just been swamped with so many things. I'm a big fan of fighters. Love Mortal Kombat 10. And I did enjoy the first Injustice game. Let's see here. Xenofave, I feel like Spider-Man will be amazing depending on the storyline. I agree. Insomniac, though, I think they are good at crafting a good story, so I think they can pull it off. Zero Cool, October 27, AC Origins versus Mario Odyssey. Ooh. Let's see here. Well, the good news is that if you just have a Switch, you don't have to worry about. I don't think Origins is coming to the Switch. I could be wrong. I know Ubisoft is supporting the Switch, but let's see here. What are my thoughts on Skull and Bones? I think I was having problems with the stream at that point. Is that the one that looked like Assassin's Creed 4? Where they're pirate ships? When they're like saying, I think Sea of Thieves looks good. Check this out. Skull and Bones, I think that looks really good. Blade Blur, is there any original Xbox games you like to see backwards compatibility besides Crimson Skies? Well, Shenmue 2, Jet Set Radio. What is it? Oh, Ninja Gaiden Black. Ninja Gaiden Black, fantastic action game. Miller's Shadow of War. My apologies. El Patron Ramiro. Love super cheap game videos. Hopefully do one of those soon. By the way, you look great. Really give me some motivation to get in shape too. Yes, I'm trying to be a good example with getting in shape, and here I am eating a chocolate shake. I apologize. Accuser just joined. Thank you for joining. Jamie Gray, who won E3 in your opinion? Oh my gosh. Well, Jamie, if you wanted to ask me who won E3 for bringing out games this year, it would either be Nintendo or Ubisoft, because Ubisoft and Nintendo both have several games coming out this year. Microsoft does have Crackdown 3, but I was disappointed that Microsoft and Sony didn't have more stuff coming out this year. There's a lot of third-party stuff like Call of Duty and that type of like Middle Earth, Shadow of War. But I was just disappointed there wasn't more. There's so much coming out in 2018. I thought this year was going to be really good, and it is. There's going to be great stuff coming out. Let's see. Zepo, wait. Assassin's Creed Origins, Wolfenstein 2, and Mario Odyssey come out the same day. Oh, I did not know Wolfenstein was coming out the same day. Did I hear that Warner Brothers is making a new Batman Arkham game? I did not hear that. Let's see here. Am I excited for Far Cry 5? Yes, I love Far Cry 4. I thought it was just sick. And I do like the setting. It's set in Montana with like this this cult. That sounds like a whole lot of fun. And imagine that there's gonna like be a whole lot of humor in it. Let's see here. Panzer Dragoon Orta for yes. I was actually gonna say that one seriously. For backwards compatibility, original Xbox game. I want to see Max Payne backwards compatible for the original Xbox to Xbox One. That would be fantastic. Sarah, what are my thoughts on Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle? What I like about it most is it's something very different. I don't know how many it's going to sell just because a lot of people are just fans. You know, it's being published or developed by Ubisoft, but it looks very different. And while I was on the stage, they said that Ubisoft was creating this game, and they're like, don't make it a platformer, just don't have them jumping around. So there's a lot of strategy involved. So I like that it's something different. That makes sense. Let's see here. Joey, favorite game or games shown at E3 this year? Anthem, Crackdown 3, although I really wish that they took the stage for Crackdown 3. Look, I'm glad that they show Forza, but Forza was the first game they showed on the stage. That was, I know, I get it why. Play at 60 frames per second at 4K next. I get that, but most games aren't going to play 60 frames per second 4K on the Xbox One. I get why they did that. Spider-Man looked fantastic. God of War looked great. Mario Odyssey, fantastic. New Yoshi game. The Crew 2 looked great. Battlefront 2. A lot of games I am looking forward to. The Arkham Knight Hero. Well, I've got some games back here, and just that I'm going to eventually do a game pickups video because it's been so long since I did that. Oh, The Evil Within 2. That's right. Actually, and I've got to get a cover for it because they didn't have a cover. GameStop had a sale, or has a sale, where it's like 4 games for $20. I got Monster Hunter Ultimate for the week, and of course, there's a couple different Monster Hunter games coming out soon. One for the PS4 and one for the Switch. Sonic Colors for the Wii, because I heard that one's good. I don't know. There's so many games for the 4 for $20 that I already had those games, but I'm like, I don't know, let's go with that one. I don't know if it's any good. There was a Sonic Colors game for the Wii and also the 3DS, and I'm trying to remember which one was better. So I don't know. I haven't played that one, but I got The Evil Within. I did not have it yet, and I finally got it, but it did not have the cover. Then I got one. I have not played it, but for $5, I know. What am I thinking? But it was one of the games like, why not? Something for my Wii. Mighty Number 9. I know. Those are the 4 games I got for 20 bucks. I really wanted to get Monster Hunter 3. Just wanted to play that one. Let's see here. Liam, to be honest, I'm pissed that Sony didn't announce a new console because now all my Xbox gamer friends can brag about it to me. You know what? I was surprised at how cool Sony played it. They're like, they're like, you know what? We got the PS4 Pro. We got VR. These are the games. Here they are. Usually Sony tries to one up. Like when the Xbox One was originally announced, they're like, it's $500. Next day or later that day, Sony's like, hey, our system is $400 and you can share your games with your friends. But this time around, they're like, they played it cool, did their own thing. Let's see here. Batman Arkham Insurgency. I heard the new Batman is getting completely restarted from what they were working on. Interesting. Can I add you on PSN? Sure. Victor says, I say Xbox One E3 this year with everything they've got coming. I'm excited for the new Wolfenstein as well. Yeah, I like the fact they're like, here's some games. It was rapid fire. I keep bringing it up, but I'm sorry. I was most looking forward to some real gameplay from the destructible multiplayer from Crackdown 3. Crackdown is one of my favorite games on the Xbox 360. I know it's not that popular with a lot of you guys, but I loved it. And I hope it just doesn't get... I hope they do a good job just marketing it and showing the people what exactly it is. It's just... Because what it is I was looking at the trailers for this game and like other videos, and you know what the comments are saying? A lot of comments, they're like, Crackdown 3, it looks like Saints Row. And in some ways it does look Saints Row, but it is a totally different game. King Awesomeness. I hope you're not in pain anymore. Biggest surprise. I think one of the biggest surprises is Metroid Prime 4. And trying to think what else. To me, there wasn't a whole lot of surprises. Sony's was like a lot of the stuff that was shown, like Days Gone, God of War, other stuff, was at last year's. Biggest letdown for an E3, honestly, no Last of Us 2. And I get it. I said this earlier, but Last of Us 2 is probably just so early that they just didn't have anything to show. If they did have something, you can be guaranteed that they would have showed it. Nostalgic Brad, what do I think about Monster Hunter World? It looks beautiful. Of course, there's going to be Monster Hunter XX for the Switch. So you've got the option, if you've got a Switch and a PS4, take Monster Hunter on the go, or you've got this high-powered, high-octane Monster Hunter game on the PS4. Wooly Thomas, should I get Neo? Well, yeah, go to Metacritic. Look at the reviews. Look what the gamers are saying. Do you want a game that's very challenging but rewarding if you're able to overcome the challenges? Yeah, Neo looks like the game to get. And of course, it is a PS4 exclusive. Let's see here. What do I think about Xbox One X as a whole? Xbox One's show, I thought they did a really good job. I wasn't sure what they did in Forza 7 and the whole The Porsche commercial. I get it. They wanted to wow us, go like, look at this car that's only been seen inside the walls of Porsche or Porsche. Every year has Dan Greenawalt is like, this is why Forza is the thing ever. And it's like, I mean, I'm glad. I love Forza. I do. To be quite honest, I'm probably more excited for when Forza Horizon 4 gets released than like Forza 7. I will play Forza 7 though. Let's see, BioVault Gaming. Yeah, a lot of people were really impressed with Assassin's Creed Origin. I think a lot of people are still kind of burnt out on Assassin's Creed, but I think this one is different enough that it'll get a lot of people reinterested or give it another chance. Jeremy Mint, hello. How's it going, Jeremy? Let's see here. Do I think Kingdom Hearts will have a release date anytime soon? Or do I think the release date will be before the end of this generation? I would hope so. What, it was announced like 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I don't know. Let's see here. I like E3, but I'm worried Assassin's Creed will slip up again and disappoint everyone. That's very possible. Zero cool, no ports from Wii U to Switch. There's that one RPG by Atlas, Tokyo Mirage. That one should probably be ported because not a lot of people got that for the Wii U. Nostalgic Brad, I'm planning on getting Monster Hunter World on the Xbox. I was not aware that it was coming out for the Xbox. It's funny because the Xbox 360 had a Monster Hunter game. Monster Hunter Frontier. It was a Monster Hunter game only in Japan. Malcoy 1, welcome back, buddy. I'm disappointed they didn't show anything from Red Dead 2. I think a lot of people are. Rockstar Games, they can do whatever they want and they'll still like make the most money. See, Beyond Good and Evil 2, it's back. It's funny. I think Beyond Good and Evil 2, there was like some trailer leaked around the same time a trailer was leaked for Last Guardian. I could be wrong about that, but that was a big surprise. Let's see here. Twins RL, just now saw your PS4 top 25 collection video and enjoyed this live. Thanks for joining. Who did a better job, PlayStation or Xbox? I like the fact that Xbox showed more new stuff. Sony did a great job, but I really wanted more. Gianna, Nintendo won E3 for me. It was not a letdown. Nintendo, short and sweet. They showed, Metroid Prime 4. They showed love to the 3DS owners. A lot of people haven't been able to find a Switch, and a lot of people still have a 3DS, but they still have love for the 3DS. But they're going to start I can imagine next year it'll be interesting how much 3DS stuff they show. Apologize, there's a dog trying to get out. I think they need to bring NASCAR back to compete with Forza. I think NASCAR in 4K would look amazing on the Xbox. You know what's interesting? It's such a shame at what's happened to Gran Turismo. I know a lot of people are looking forward to Gran Turismo Sport, but what happened? Shocking to me that the PS4 has been out as long as it has and there has not been a Gran Turismo game. Maybe, I don't know, maybe just a lot of people aren't interested, which is weird because it was so important for the PlayStation brand. No Gran Turismo. I don't know. Need for Speed Payback. That one looks great. The Crew 2 looks very fun. Josh Falcon 007. Thank you very much, my friend. Twins RL. I'm looking forward to games, of course, 2018, but I'm looking forward to games that this year I can play. Games like Crackdown 3 and Super Mario Odyssey, and giving a try Assassin's Creed Origins, Wolfenstein 2. I think Wolfenstein 2 is coming out this year. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is coming out this year. I'm looking forward to that. Because although I don't know how much I will play, that's a game that's going to have like 100, 200 hours. Martin, good morning from Germany. Good morning, Martin. Thank you for joining the stream. Liam, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Fearless Gamer 95. I can't wait till The Evil Within 2. I'm glad that The Evil Within did good enough that enough people bought it, because so often new IPs, they get overlooked. But I think The Evil Within, I mean, obviously there's a sequel. It did well enough, but I'm glad it did well. James says Sony needed to show off Bloodborne 2. That is the sequel for me. Let's see here. I hate the fact that they completely redone Beyond Good and Evil 2 many years ago. They said it was a sequel, but not a prequel, and all they showed was CGI. The game won't come out anytime soon. They needed money. Why? Jedi Master Yoda, it's 12:21. Why so late? I apologize that the stream is so late. A lot of you guys know me and my wife were foster parents. And for a couple months, we actually had 4 extra foster kids. A lot of you guys already know this, but we had 4 extra foster kids in our home. And the ultimate goal with foster parents is to get the foster kids back to the parents. And just recently, they were able to get back to the father. And so just trying to get things back in order. So I know it's late. I do apologize. Gianna, The Evil Within 2 looks good. Yeah, a lot of people see it. I'm getting a lot of comments for the Evil Within 2. A lot of people are really excited for it. A lot of people are saying, like, you know what? This is what a Resident Evil game should be again. This is where the series, although Resident Evil 7, a lot of people really enjoyed that. Josh Falcon 007. I wasn't expecting Horizon Zero Dawn DLC. Quite the surprise from Guerrilla. You know what's interesting? The show, for Sony show, when they showed that DLC, the reaction from the audience was probably one of the highlights, if not the highlight that I saw from the audience. The reaction they gave, they got so excited because a lot of gamers in that crowd, it's fresh in their mind. They had such a good experience with Horizon Zero Dawn, and now they'll have something new to play for that franchise. Asher Indy, I think Anthem looks like a perfected version of Mass. I agree. It looks really good. I said earlier in the stream on how when I saw Anthem, the person flying through the sky in Anthem, I was like, okay, it looks a little bit like Mass Effect, collecting loot, co-op like in Destiny, kind of a little bit MMO type. But then with the flying, I, for some reason, thought of that old game that came out years ago that not a lot of people liked, Dark Void. Flying through the sky. Let's see, Fearless Gamer 95. I'm getting a gold PS4 Friday. I'm trading my old PS4. I went to Best Buy today. There were a bunch of PS4s in stock, but none of the gold ones. So the gold ones are selling pretty well. What do I think about Red Dead Redemption 2? It looks fantastic. Kind of disappointed that it got delayed, but Rockstar, they'll do a phenomenal job with it. Red Dead Redemption is one of my favorite titles on the Xbox 360 or last generation. No joke, just recently I was driving through town and there's a garage sale and this person did have a bunch of games, but all of them got sold out. You'll never guess the game that they had left, and they're selling them for $1 each. They actually had a complete copy of Red Dead Redemption for $1. I already had Red Dead Redemption. I'm like, dude, for $1, I got to pick it up. It's one of my favorite games. Yeah, Battlefront 2. It looks beautiful. It looks fantastic. Um, Battlefront, I'd be really interested to know about the first Battlefront game. It sold so much. It's one of the best-selling games on the PS4. It has sold millions. Be interested to know EA Games is going to make a lot of money with Battlefront 2, but I'd be interested to know, like, say, for instance, a store is like, here is what we sold from Battlefront. Here's your cut. Here's $1,000, or however that works out with money-wise, with them selling games. What percentage goes to, like, Disney, or, because they licensed the Battlefront series, they licensed the Star Wars franchise. I'd be interested to know how much percentage of the money EA actually gets. I can imagine they have to pay a fortune to use that license. What was the most disappointing conference? A lot of people really, really did not like Sony's. They did not like Sony's. Like a lot of people were saying, like, part of the reason why maybe there wasn't a lot of energy is because the crowd. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but a lot of the crowd for the Sony conference was so milk toast. They're so, like, just like blah. And I get it. I understand, maybe show off as much as they could. I was kind of disappointed that Sony's ended the way it did. It was kind of like, oh man, I wanted to see more. I mean, I'm really enjoying my PS4. I'm excited what's going to be coming out in the future, but they ended with Spider-Man. I was like, that's it. Oh man, I was wanting more. I wasn't, like, mad, but I was disappointed it ended so quickly. And I understand Nintendo's was shorter. Let's see here. Good morning, Jamie. Thank you for joining the stream. God of War, the new God of War 2 for the PS2. Is that what you're saying? Honestly, you know what? This is going to sound weird, but I first got into the God of War series with God of War 3. I was really late to the party. The new God of War game for the PS4 looks really good. Cryptic 17 Zombies and more. Thank you very much. So Detroit will not be like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls after all. What is my opinion of the $800 collector edition of Assassin's Creed Origins? I did not know there was an $800 collector edition for Assassin's Creed Origins. Wow. There's no holiday game announced for Sony. What are my thoughts? Quick question for you guys. I could totally look this up, but I'm so lazy. Ni no Kuni 2, is that coming out in the fall or this year? Did Ni no Kuni 2 get delayed to 2018? Let's see here. Okay, a lot of you guys have said this. Gaming Vids 90. No Last of Us 2 on show. I know a lot of people are disappointed there's no The Last of Us 2. Again, it must just be in such early development, because if they had just like a minute to show something good, they would have shown it, because it would have got people super hyped. Ubisoft trademarked Splinter Cell before the conference. I wonder if they'll show it next year. I could imagine. That's a franchise that's sold really well for them in the past. It'd be really a shame for them to kind of like, do nothing with it. Fearless Gamer 95. I'm most disappointed. The most disappointing thing was No Last of Us 2. I'm sad. You know what? Last of Us 2. I need to play through that game again. Seriously, you guys, I need to play through it again. Was there any Kingdom Hearts 3 gameplay? There was Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer that was recently released. I think it was released right before the Sony conference, if I'm not mistaken. When is the release date? Not sure. Mark Anthony, they saved The Last of Us 2 for the PlayStation Experience. True, they announced that at the PlayStation Experience. Let's see, Victor Rodriguez. I'm really excited for Call of Duty World War II. Yeah, it looks great. Seth, say hello from England. Happy console gamer, Johnny. Thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate it, buddy. Let's see here. Mark Anthony, I believe they held back on games because Microsoft did not show many exclusives. If you're talking about Sony, well, like I said, Sony, they showed some really good stuff, but like it seemed almost to me that like half of their games were shown at last E3. Like Days Gone, God of War, Spider-Man, which isn't a bad thing. Those are going to be great games, but I really wish that they showed a few more things. I really wish they had like one or two things like this coming out this holiday. Get ready for it. Most of it was just like coming 2018, which I'm like, oh man, I want something to look forward to this fall or this Christmas season. Epic. Okay, so like I am eating healthier, but occasionally I get myself a milkshake, maybe once a week. So that's what I'm drinking. Being a bad example. Okay, Gianna. Oh yes, PlayStation Experience will show more games, especially Last of Us 2. Makes sense. It makes sense. If I get the chance, I will be going to the PlayStation Experience because it could. For years, it was in San Francisco, which is like 45 minutes from my house. Why am I not going to that? It's just there's no reason for that. Let's see here. El Patron, do I think the $500 price tag is a bad idea for the Xbox One X? So according to Microsoft, the Xbox One X is not selling at a loss. $500, I was it's not going to be $500. I get it. It's a monster. I get that. But I feel like that is just, it's just too high. I would be very surprised, guys, if the Xbox One X does not get a price drop by May of 2018. So that's about 6 months. Hear me out. I don't want the Xbox One X to fail. I don't. But I would believe within 6 months of the Xbox One launching from November 7th to May 7th, in that 6-month period, I believe it'll probably drop at least $50. PlayStation 4 Pro has been out for over 6 months, and I believe it's still at the $400 price tag. Occasionally it's on sale, I think. $500, that's a lot to ask. And I don't know, I feel like it should be less. I feel like, I don't know, that's just me. I feel like $500 is too much, but I understand it's to be able to run games at 4K, be $500, that's amazing. Let's see, Mark Anthony, Ni no Kuni will be released in November. Thank you. Ni no Kuni 2 is a game I'm looking forward to by level 5. October is packed with a lot of games, which is awesome. Why no 1887? Well, 1886 got a, it sold really well. It disappointed a lot of people, but I mean, that's what's the great thing about sequels is you could make something better for the next time. I don't know. That'll be interesting if there's a sequel to that. Yeah, a lot of talk about Bloodborne too. I would love that. One of my more wacky intros is my Bloodborne review. Please don't judge me. My Bloodborne review, please don't judge me on that intro, okay? Let's see here. Victor Rodriguez, I'm not a Sony gamer. Anyways, once they made people pay for PlayStation Plus just to play online, I was like, no, it's not going to happen. Yeah, the whole thing with having to pay, I don't talk about as much as I should, but the whole thing with making gamers pay to play online, it's unfortunate because you have tens of millions of PC gamers that get to play games like Call of Duty or Final Fantasy 14 or um, or Battlefront or Battlefield 1. They don't have to pay. They already bought the game. They paid the price to own the game and play it online. But console gamers now, not only are they paying for the game, they have to pay for the opportunity to play online, which is really unfortunate. Uh, Tony, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Uncharted Lost Legacy is coming out in August. That is very good to know. That's just in 2 months. That's great. Let's see here. Lachi, if I'm pronouncing that right. Rig, Pokemon RPG for the Switch, mate. All I needed. There's a lot of Pokemon fans. And I mean, you want to talk about Nintendo printing money or printing more money. Yeah, Pokemon on the Switch. No BS Gaming. I really, really want EA to bring back the Skate franchise. Yeah, I mean, like, people still play Skate 3. I think Skate 3 is actually a backwards compatible Xbox game. Gracier, I'm also really excited for Metro Exodus. I love Metro Last Light. For some reason, I had a hard time getting into Metro 2033. I don't know why. Metro Last Light, I was able to just get into a lot better. Let's see here. Apologize. Okay. Nathan Drake should come back. I think he's taking a little bit of a breather. Let's see here. Or the Nathan Drake character is taking a bit of a breather. Okay, Huey Freeman. Okay, that's a good point. God of War, Spider-Man, Days Gone. It was definitely more of trailer, although there was some gameplay with the last year, but this year was definitely a lot more gameplay footage. That's a good point. Zero Cool. No new games from Sucker Punch in 5 years. Talking about taking a breather, taking a break. Days Gone, no release date anymore. The Wit of Sea, it should definitely be less. It's still this generation. I think you're talking about Xbox One X, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, $500. That's rough. I mean, you're at that point where like that. I think most people that are just going to get it are already Xbox One owners. Was that $400? I think the general consumer could go like, "Wow, this thing's crazy. $400." Yeah, it's a little bit more than the standard PS4 or the Xbox One. When is Spider-Man coming out? Yeah, at the end of that trailer, I didn't see any date. I didn't even say like, oh, 2018. Probably get more information as time goes on. Let's see Was there anything new on Red Dead Redemption 2 from the fall one? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think like a month or 2 months ago, we got some good game. Like when they announced the delay, they showed us some gameplay or some footage. I don't think there was a trailer. There might have been this week. Uh, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing this right. Makadori, hello everyone. Thank you for joining the stream. Am I excited about the Shadow of the Colossus remake? Yeah. I played it on the PS2 and I have it on the PS3, but I'm like, when I saw the trailer, I'm like, oh, this looks like the first one, but is this going to be the sequel? And sure enough, it was not a sequel. Louis Evans, I'm excited for Detroit Become Human. I want to see more on the game. I like the setting. I like the futuristic setting. I am a fan of the developer. Yeah, Beyond Good Evil 2 trailer. That's a whole lot of CGI. Ahmad G, wish Bloodborne 2 is announced. Let's see here. Gianna, I thought Days Gone was supposed to come out in August. I thought it was supposed to come out this year too, but I think it's coming out next year. Tony says, I'm getting an Xbox One X. Yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section below if you're getting an Xbox One and what are kind of some of the reasons you want to get it. Like if you have a 4K TV or if you want to see games look better. Let me know in the comment section below what you're most excited for the Xbox One X. Let's see here. If I'm excited for The Evil Within, check out Call Chulu. I know that game. That game was out for the PC and I think the original Xbox. Maybe the PS2. I think just the original Xbox. What do I think about State of Decay 2? I know there's a trailer for it, but I want to see. I have the first. I have the one, the original on the like the Game of the Year or remaster or whatever on the Xbox One. I want to see more on the State of Decay 2. Okay, they showed a release date for Spider-Man 2018. Okay, good to know. Sunset Overdrive, my favorite game is generation on consoles. If only they made a second one. I think it didn't sell that well, unfortunately. It's like a fan favorite. I don't think it's sold enough. I could be wrong. Maybe it did sell enough, but I don't know if there's going to be a sequel for that one. Okay, thank you. I'm glad I pronounced your name right. The devs for Days Gone said there's no release date planned as of yet. It really needs to be followed up. Okay. New 77 Era says Bethesda did disappoint me. Okay, Nostalgic Brad says I'm getting Xbox One X because of the power and because I'm mostly an Xbox gamer. Yeah, it gets hard when you have multiple consoles and you're like, okay, I'm gonna spend $500 on this one. It gets a little tricky. Not just like the money. Money is of course a big thing, but it's a lot of it's the time. At this point, you might as well just wait till next generation consoles come out. Tony says I'm going to upgrade my TV to 4K in November and also get a 4K capable receiver. Cool. Fearless Gamer 95, I'm not getting an Xbox One X because I have an Xbox One S, so I really don't need a new Xbox. I think most people are in that category. I wish they came up with a better name than Xbox One X. I mean, come on, Project Scorpio sounds better than that. Project Scorpio was a cool name. Seriously, they should have kept the Scorpio. I get it. Project Natal was like Project Natal Connect. That's whatever. And I think they've done Project this, Project that, but the Project Scorpio, that was cool. Let's see here. Scarface is G1. Thank you for joining the stream. I'm doing really well. Wow. Tony budgeted $1,400 for a new entertainment system, I believe, new TV, and then new Xbox One X. Techno Boy Pranav. Hi guys. Anyone have a PS4? I have a PS4. Bethesda. It's funny because they there was rumors that there was going to be like a new Fallout game. I'm blanking on the name, but the name of the folks that did Fallout New Vegas, there was a rumor that they were going to be doing a new Fallout game. That did not happen. Scarface is G1. I know you're a Nintendo kind of guy, but thoughts on Call of Duty World War II? Okay, honestly, the past however many years, I've been covering a lot of PS4 and also Xbox One. I recently got a Nintendo Switch, so I've been doing stuff here and there. World War II looks really good. I like, and I said this earlier, but I like the fact that Sony didn't like have Activision or Sledgehammer take the stage going, this is Call of Duty, this is why Call of Duty is the best, this is why it's the best selling. I like the fact that they just showed the trailer, the gameplay, and it looked good. But I like the fact that Sony didn't like roll out the red carpet. They're already rolling out the red carpet with all the cash that they're giving them to have the exclusive deals. Because Sony has a lot of exclusive deals with the big franchises like Destiny 2, Battlefront 2, Call of Duty World War II, and I think they did an exclusive deal with Red Dead Redemption 2. But yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think Call of Duty World War II is a lot more appreciated than Infinite Warfare. Ryan asks, Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch. Definitely just a matter of time. Hopefully it won't be just like, oh, here's essentially the exact same version that was on the Wii U. Hopefully something new, because we're getting Wii U games coming to the Switch, like the Pokemon DX, of course, Mario Kart. Okay, I'm going to answer this question. Maybe you guys are not on the same page with me, but I'm going to tell you guys. New Era 77 asks, what did I think about E3 overall? I was a little bit disappointed. Maybe because I was disappointed because maybe my hopes were too high. Did E3 disappoint you guys? Or were you happy with what you saw at E3? It's not like I wasn't happy with what I saw. I was a little disappointed that it just wasn't more. Again, my expectations were probably too high. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Origins looks really good. I think it was the right move to wait a year, to not crank one out every year. I'm hoping to, I got to go, I said this earlier in the stream, but I got to go to San Francisco, Ubisoft, to check out Assassin's Creed Syndicate and talk with one of the developers. And that was like a big highlight, just to be able to be there. And so if I got to be there and talk with maybe one of the developers for Assassin's Creed Origins, that'd be fantastic. Be able to learn more about it. I like the new setting. Yeah, Xbox should have probably just stuck with Xbox Scorpio. I don't know, because listen to this: Xbox S, Xbox X, Xbox X, Xbox S. It's going to confuse a lot of parents. Do you remember the Wii and the Wii U? Monster Hunters is going to release in early 2018. Monster Hunter World for the PS4 or Monster Hunter XX? I'm guessing, Mark, you're saying Monster Hunter World. Is that the one, the PS4 one? Fearless Gamer 95. Yeah, the crew too. I was impressed. I know most of it, or a lot of it, was just CGI stuff, but I like the fact that it's not just land vehicles. It's planes and boats. I think it will be a while until Overwatch gets a sequel, but that's just me. I think it'd probably be like maybe 2019 because this game's still selling well. Lots of people are buying it. The community is still really strong. I heard that as well. I heard it's going to be Fallout New Vegas 2 or Fallout New Orleans. That'd be cool. Interesting. Sony said it was going to be a 3-hour show. Did they say it was going to be a long show? Yeah, it was like just under an hour. I'm kind of scared it being Destiny 2 because of pay to win. I hate buying expansions and expanding stuff. Tony says Black Flag. Played it and it is a gorgeous game. Sorry, it's the dog trying to get out. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 4, I think it was in the launch window of the PS4 and the Xbox One, and it's still a beautiful game. Gianna says she gives E3 a C- or a 5.5. I might give it a C+, B-. The crew 2 downgrade their visuals also. The Shadow, thank you for joining the stream. The Dragon Ball Z Fighters looks pretty fun. Like a 2D fighter. It's like, oh, that's cool. Kurama, hello from Dubai. Welcome to the stream. What time is it in Dubai right now? The best thing about Sony's conference is less chatting and more game showing. Sony definitely did not have a car on the stage. Xbox One X. I have to say this. I have to point this out. Xbox One X. When they announced the price, people kind of clapped. But if you go earlier in the conference, people went nuts when they announced original Xbox compatibility or backwards compatibility for original Xbox games. There was a more insane response for original Xbox games coming to the Xbox One than there was for the price of the Xbox One X. Now think about that for a second. A lot of people weren't too excited about that price. Okay, it is 12 noon in Dubai. Cool. Yeah, Dreamcast guy, he does a good job on his videos. Lately, he's doing a lot more like in front of the camera. He mainly just did like gameplay stuff, but he does a lot of stuff in front of the camera now. He does a good job on like his rants and his other like the reviews of the conferences. He does a good job. It's almost 3 in the morning in Kansas. Elder Scrolls 3 is the first one I played in the series. I got it for like $1 on eBay years ago. Before Xbox 360 was a reality. I got Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind on the original Xbox. I started playing it. I'm like, what the heck is this game? No idea what I was doing. There were like all these items everywhere. I never played a game like this, an RPG like this. I ended up loving it, played through it from the beginning to the end. But when I first started playing Elder Scrolls 3, I had no idea what I was doing. Digital Sulfur, they're never used code names as the final product name. True. Unfortunately, no. It is sad though when the code name, when people like the code name more than the final name. It's unfortunate. EA needs to give a reboot of Dead Space or a remaster of the 3 games. I can see EA doing that. Too many AAA games coming out for Sony in 2018 already, and Last of Us 2 is in early development. Yeah, I could see The Last of Us 2 coming out in the early of 2019. It would be great if it came out next year, but no BS gaming. It's almost 4 in the morning. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. A lot of you out during school, thank you for joining me. It's 4 a.m. in Baltimore, Maryland. Thank you very much. 1:30 in India. Yeah, it'd be interesting if Last of Us 2 released in May of 2019 because May of 2016 is when Uncharted 4 is released. So 3 years. Let's see here. All right. 3 in the morning in Texas. Let's see here. Near Automata, best PS4 game 2017 so far. It's a really good game. Nier's fantastic. I really respect Square Enix taking the chance for doing that because it was not like it's a game franchise that was released on the PS3 and Xbox 360 that really didn't sell well. So for them to take a chance with that, I got a lot of respect for that. Okay, what is the deal with this $800 Assassin's Creed Collector Edition? Ubisoft, you are so silly. It comes with a lot of stuff. A 28-inch statue, a world map, 4 lithographs that have been signed by the Ubisoft Montreal studio artist, a soundtrack, a season pass, an art book, art cards, pardon me, And an eagle amulet? Is it worth $800? We guess that will depend on gamers. This is an article I'm reading. Dang, $800. What are you talking about? You'll get a gold steelbook edition of the game. Yeah, the almost 30-inch statue. I remember how big the Titan was in the first Titanfall Collector's Edition. Okay, Fearless Gamer, thank you so much. Good luck at work. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, Nier is a spinoff of Drakengard. Okay. If you are a fan, Victor, of Metroid Prime, check out the conference. Pip-Boy Blitz. I'm excited for the new Metro. I loved Metro Last Light. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. That's going to be fantastic. Hello from the Netherlands. Thank you for joining us. I think Sony held back this year so they could save things for the PlayStation experience. Very possible. Nostalgic Brad, do you think that the first three Spyro games will ever be remastered? I don't know. I know they really switched things up. They kind of like, a lot of people were mad that they kind of changed things from Spyro and they turned it into the Skylanders. Do I think this year's last year's E3 was better? I think I liked last year's, mainly because there's just more Sony, but a lot of that stuff was from last year. And then a big pile of games just fell on top of me. Let's see here. What game franchises do I want to see make a return? For the TurboGrafx 16, there was a series called Bonk's Adventure. I'd like that to come back. I probably won't. Konami, I believe, bought all of Hudson Soft's franchises, I think. So I don't think Konami's going to be releasing Bonk anytime soon. Other game franchises. It'd be cool if they made a new Chrono Trigger. I would love it. They released a new Kid Icarus game. LA Noire 2. I don't know if LA Noire, I think it sold well, but Rockstar's just got so much with the whole GTA 5. They're still making so much money. I'm hoping they'll do a new Bully game. Red Dead Redemption 2, of course, we have. Splinter Cell. I enjoy most of the Splinter Cell games. I'd like to see what. I mean, it's been years. I think was the last Splinter Cell game Blacklist. That was a long time ago. Well, Greg, without having, like, I have both systems, the PS4 and the Xbox One. And the PS4 actually has the most exclusives because a lot of their exclusives are not on the PC, whereas now pretty much all the Xbox One exclusives are also for the PC. But as far as consoles go, oh man, that's a tough one. Honestly, because I do love the exclusives. I mean, I love Uncharted and I really love Gears of War. Xbox has Forza, and then PlayStation really hasn't done. They're coming out with Gran Turismo Sport, but I mean, they kind of dropped the ball with not releasing any Gran Turismo lately. Yeah, Anthem looks really good. Uh, hopefully, they won't disappoint. It's being developed by BioWare. BioWare hasn't exactly been the most positive thing in the news lately. A new Perfect Dark game. Yeah, it's been a while. So I think the last Perfect Dark game was like Perfect Dark Zero, maybe Perfect Dark that was released like when the when the Xbox 360 launched or around the launch time. It was in that launch window. Yeah, I think they might have priced the Xbox One X. They just didn't price it right. That's just me. I have not pre-ordered Lost Legacy, but I will be getting it. Yeah, a lot of people, Victor, are excited about Mario Odyssey. They're blown away. Yeah, Gianna, it's interesting. Resident Evil 2 remake. There's like, wasn't there like a fan remake? And then they're like, okay, we're going to do a remake. We haven't heard anything lately. Okay, it's been 4 years since we had a new Tom Clancy Splinter Cell. It's been a while. Konami did show Metal Gear Survive today. Oh my goodness. King Awesomeness Gaming. There you go. Let's have a look here. Yeah, a lot of people really enjoyed Stick of Truth. Um, so they're really looking forward to the follow up or the new one. Okay, Daymare, 1998. Okay. Yeah, that's one of the comments I keep getting in the stream. So many people are really upset that Last of Us 2 Part 2 was not shown. Yeah, a new Silent Hill game would be really great. With the whole cancellation of the PT demo. And I think that one was like 70 or 80% done. It was like really into the development PT demo for that game, Kojima, and it's no more. Yeah, a lot of people thought maybe a new Elder Scrolls would be announced, but Bethesda's still making money with Skyrim. Skyrim on the Switch and Skyrim for the PlayStation VR. So here's a question for you guys. What were your top 3 games from the show? No Man's Sky 2. I'm not sure if that one's coming out anytime soon. Okay, Lost Legacy, God of War, Spider-Man. Good ones. Skull and Bones, Call of Duty World War II, and God of War. Detroit, Days Gone, Lost Legacy, Days Gone, Evil Within 2, and Super Mario Odyssey. Spider-Man, South Park, Call of Duty World War II. World War II, Days Gone, Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man, Anthem, Call of Duty. Yeah, a lot of people excited for God of War. Far Cry 3, Crackdown 3, sorry, Far Cry 5, Crackdown 3, Assassin's Creed Origins. Gosh, I'm so glad you guys are writing these games down because I know I've seen all these games at E3, but I keep forgetting. I'm like, yeah, Metro Exodus. Like, yeah, the expansion for Horizon Zero Dawn. Days Gone. Yeah, I'm excited. Super Mario Odyssey. My goodness. And let's see here. Yeah, a lot of people are excited about Spider-Man. You know, I'm happy about that because Insomniac, I thought Insomniac did a good job with Infamous Second Son. I know like some people liked it, some people didn't like it. I like Second Son, but I don't think Second Son sold as well as they were hoping. And so I think this one has the potential to sell really well. Yeah, you know, Victor, it would be so interesting if like down the road some like billionaire like bought the Metal Gear franchise and just gave it to Kojima going, you know, because like I mean Konami, let's just say, you know, 4 or 5 years if they're doing horrible and they need to start unloading some franchises, if some billionaire comes along, just buy. I know this is like a dream, but oh yeah, that prison game does look really good. The one that's going to be published by EA Games, the developer, the developer of Brothers. Yeah, that one looks good. And the backlog grows even larger. I know. I was talking to about this the other day. When I was a kid, I didn't have any games because I didn't have any money. But today, I'm spend all my time working, and occasionally companies might send me a game. So today, you know, and games are so cheap too, for $5 or $10. Now it's the opposite. Like when I was a kid, I had like all the time in the world, but I didn't have a lot of games. I had like this little stack games, and I would get one game like every 4 to 6 months. It's a little different now, but I just don't have the time, or my time's really limited. I'm sorry about that. You're right. Second Son was made by Sucker Punch and not Insomniac. I apologize. Yeah, Spider-Man 2, that was like showing like, hey, guess what? all comic book games or movie games aren't horrible. Here's an example of an incredible game with a well-known franchise. Thank you. Insomniac made Ratchet and Clank and Sunset Overdrive. Sorry about that. Christian, what do I think about Spider-Man real gameplay? It was very well polished. It was beautiful, like very exciting. I want to know like how open world is going to be. Maybe they've already talked about that, but I know because you have Spider-Man games that were open world, and it looked really really good. You can tell that this is a game that's gonna have a big budget. A good example of what a AAA game could be. Thank you, Javier. Yeah, I've got my camera lights here. I tried streaming like in my bedroom with my games, but it just wasn't working. So I'm out here with my PC and the webcam. Makadori, thank you for joining us for the stream. I really appreciate it. Good morning. Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, so the first Spider-Man game, a lot of people liked. I think though the second one, they took it to a whole new level with, I don't know, just go back in Metacritic and look at some of the reviews. It scored really, really high. It's one of the higher rated games. Will I be getting Sonic Mania? Yes, I will. I'll probably get it for the Switch. Just have just a little Sonic game on the go. Yeah, you know what? I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys about Call of Duty World War II. I mean, it's been years since we had a Call of Duty set in World War II. One of the first Xbox 360 games I got was Call of Duty 2. And it looks really good. It looks really fun. Like I said earlier, I think a lot more people are excited about Call of Duty World War II than they would if they announced Infinite Warfare 2. Let's see here. Mark Anthony. Yeah, Battlegrounds coming to console. That's a big deal. My favorite game, my favorite game franchise is go to Happy Console Gamer's channel and check out the reviews he's done for Ys, YS, just because of the story and the music. If you look at it, you're like, Jimmy, why do you like Ys? It just looks so like old, but it's just a game that kind of, I don't know. I really like the Ys series, YS. Um, I just saw something on Twitter about the new Xbox avatars, but I didn't have the time to actually look into it. Um, Assassin's Creed Origins is another game a lot of you guys have been asking about. It does. It looks beautiful. And again, I hope I get to go to San Francisco, Ubisoft, because it's just like an hour from my house. I hope I can go to Ubisoft. I hope they invite me again. This because I got to go to San Francisco. A lot of you guys probably don't know this, but I got to go to San Francisco even also to check out Far Cry 4. And that was fun because they had it all decked out. Like it looked like they had like the decor was kind of like the setting in Far Cry 4. So I'd love to check out Origins, where if they decked it out, or it's like, ancient Egypt, I could totally see them doing that. But Assassin's Creed Origins, again, I appreciate the fact that they took a year off to spend extra time with it. and to make sure it's more developed and that they're just not up against the clock throwing something at us, you know. Yes, I will be getting Ease 8 on the PS4. And it's going to also be coming out. Ease 8 is also coming out for the Vita. Let's see here. Joseph, congratulations. You're going to be getting a PS4 Gold tomorrow from GameStop. That's awesome. You want to play PS4 exclusives. I get that. Who's hyped for Knack 2? Again, I said this earlier in the stream, at the beginning of the stream. Knack 2 is the sequel that I think most people did not ask for. But first Knack game is a really fun co-op game. And Knack 2 is going to have co-op. I don't really play a whole lot of sports games. I used to play them a lot more, like Madden, but it's been years since I've really, I don't know. I mean, for the old school games, I'd play Tecmo Bowl, Tecmo Super Bowl. I would love to play Last of Us 2 and Crackdown 3. Gosh, they're two very different games. One of my favorite games of last generation was the first Crackdown game. I know like a lot of people couldn't get into it, but for some reason I really liked it. The leveling up and powering up of your agent. Kind of RPG elements in the sense of like you wanted to level up your character and get stronger. You'd use melee combat with your enemies. And then soon you were strong enough where you were able to pick up cars and like launch them across the street. Nate the Gamer, you are welcome. Yeah, Mark, my same concern. We're not giving a whole lot of games this holiday season. At least not as many as I was hoping for. Thank you, Gabrielle, for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. Speaking of Happy Console Gamer, would I ever like to collaborate with any other YouTubers? There might be some other collections in your area. Yes, I know. We will have to meet up. Yeah, like I was fortunate enough to a couple times I've been able to meet up with Gamester81 and then in March I was able to meet up with Metal Jesus Rocks. We were able to film some videos there, and that was a lot of fun. Yes, that will have to happen, buddy. Yeah, it's interesting about Sony and their whole viewpoint on backwards compatibility. They're saying like, why would someone want to play something on the PS2? And I mean, they're releasing PS2 games on the PS4, like Dark Cloud and you know a bunch of other games. But it's like you know, of course, visually they've improved upon it a little bit. Yeah, I agree. I didn't get into Crackdown 2 that much. I was excited for it, but it just didn't work out. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot 2 does look beautiful. Do I like boxing or MMA? You know what? So funny. When I was in high school, MMA, the first MMA thing I ever saw was UFC 2. And that was, I think, in 1993, 1994. I forget. But at the time when UFC was first out, not only was it really controversial, if you watched it, you were kind of considered weird. You were like, I really liked it. I watched the UFCs religiously because I just thought I was kind of into martial arts. But at the time, no one watched UFC. No one really watched MMA. Today, it's a lot more popular, like a lot more popular. You have household names like Conor McGregor. But back then, and I do like boxing, of course. I loved watching back in the day with like Tyson and Holyfield. Classic Gaming Quarterlies from Sacramento. That is good to know. Would I play Evil Within 2 exclusively or God of War 4 exclusively? I think if I had to choose between one, I think as much as I'd like to play, as much as I'm excited for Evil Within, I'd probably go with, I don't know. That's a good one. I'd probably go with God of War. Absurd Lie says Metal Jesus' beard was the reason I subbed to him. Pretty righteous beard. The amount of game stores that were so close to his house was I was just so jealous. Because where I live, I kind of live in a smaller town, and there's GameStop and there's like Goodwill, but he had actually like, I don't know, like a dozen or so game stores not too far from his house. Robin's gaming channel. He does great work, great PlayStation 4 work. I really like his style of videos. He does a good job. Yeah, that one Pittsburgh sports fan. Thank you. Metal Jesus does have some nice long hair, unlike me. I remember one time there was someone I knew, and they're like, dude, you're like losing your hair. And I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, yes, you are. I was, and I am. Need for Speed Payback. I watched the live EA show, and I felt so bad because the introduction of Need for Speed Payback from that host, he was really struggling, but the game looks pretty fun. Call of Duty World War II, it's going to be great. I'm going to get it. You know what? I did watch WWE as a kid. I really haven't kept up with it. But it almost seems when I live in California now, and there's people in California that like wrestling. But at a time, I used to live in West Virginia and Virginia, and in the South, people really love wrestling, like crazy. Like in West Virginia, there's two main TV stations, NASCAR and wrestling. I mean, the people are into NASCAR and they're into wrestling. I'm not down with the Mayweather and the money team. In India, the PS4 1 terabyte is more than $450. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Am I going to get an Xbox One S? No, like I said, I've got a gaming PC. Like a lot of my digital games on Xbox One, I can play on my PC, like Forza Horizon 3 and Gears of War 4. Down the road, like if I get a Blu-ray, a 4K Blu-ray player, I think I'd go with an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X. I don't know. Let's see here. There are a bunch of retro game stores here, like Phoenix Games and Concord. Good to know. They're probably the most reasonable. One in Alameda. Charged ridiculous prices for games. Saturn games for $300. Those Saturn games are expensive. Thick hair team. Yes, I wish I was a member of that thick hair team. I hope they announce a new Fable game next year. You know what's so funny? At the Xbox conference, when they showed that Black Desert game, I thought it was a new Fable game. That Black Desert game, you can get it now on Steam. And the Media Glitch show did a review for it, and the Black Desert game's been out for a while, but it's coming to Xbox. When they were first showing it, I thought it was a new Fable game. I don't know why I thought that. One of my thoughts on A Way Out, I can tell you I really appreciated how refreshing that presentation was from the developer at how like just real that guy was. I haven't seen a lot of presentations like that. That guy was just so excited and passionate about A Way Out. Like, I really respect that guy, that developer. He's the one who is responsible for that game Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. And A Way Out, it looks like it'll be fun. Yes, I am definitely excited for Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption was one of my favorite games last generation. Am I going to get an Xbox One X? Probably not, just because I've got my gaming PC, and I don't know. It's not to say I won't get it. I'll never get it, but I'm not planning on getting an Xbox One X. And if I could see if you guys are not PC gamers, if you're not going to get a PC gaming machine and you want to get something that plays 4K on your 4K TV, $500, although I think it's a high price for what you're getting, that's pretty good. Yeah, I liked Fable. It's kind of a shame that they've kind of stopped releasing the games in the series. Paul Robinson, UK salutations. How's it going? Let's see here. With your UK Wii U, are game prices going down yet? And what have you been playing mostly? Yeah, so I was very fortunate. One of my subscribers, one of you guys, sent me a Wii U from the UK. And one of the concerns a lot of you guys said, it was like, Jimmy, do you know that the Wii U is region locked? You can't buy games in the US. And so actually I do have games UK that I got because I was able to get them cheaper there. Like, there's greatest hits games in the UK that I was able to get for a great deal that aren't greatest hits games in North America. But also I've got it where I've got it on an SD card, a soft mod app where I could just play games of all regions for the Wii U. There are a decent amount of Wii U titles that you can get for cheap now, depending on where you live. Mario 3D World, you get for around 20 bucks. Pikmin 3, you should be able to get for around 20 bucks. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, around 20 bucks or less. Wind Waker for less than 20 bucks. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, certain places you can get for around 20 bucks. What have I been playing mostly? I've been playing my Wii. I've been playing the Wii U, but I've also been playing my Switch. I've recently been playing Shantae Half Genie Hero. That's right, which is a great game, by the way. I've also been playing Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap. I need Dark Cloud 3. I need Dark Cloud 3 as well. No BS Gaming. I'm going to sleep now, Jimmy. It's 4:30 here. Hope you have a good rest of the night. Thank you for joining the stream, buddy. Yeah, I definitely respect Rockstar for taking the time for Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. As much as I'd like to play it sooner than later. Yeah, it's interesting that Rockstar they're not your average company, are they? And yet they have games. Think about this for a second. Out of the hundreds of games on the PlayStation 4, and out of the hundreds of games on the PlayStation 3, the best-selling game for both the PS3 and the PS4 is Grand Theft Auto 5. And they're not like up on the stage of E3 going, this is why you should buy our game. They just release games that people want to play. They're really good at marketing, though. I mean, they're cranking those commercials out when those games get released. And they're really good at building the hype. But they deliver, where most people that buy these games are happy with what they get. Rockstar is a very interesting company. I did get Bayonetta 2. I did. I just need to play it. I just got it. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you stopping by the stream. My take on E3, again, I was just a little bit disappointed. Not to say I did enjoy it. I was just disappointed. It was just like, for instance, like the first game that Microsoft showed was Forza 7. It's like, you show Forza every year. It's like Forza Horizon, Forza Horizon, Forza. And again, I said this earlier, I get why they showed Forza 7 because they said on the Xbox One X, it'll be 4K and 60 frames per second, which that's great they did that. But at the same time, most of the games on Xbox One X are not going to be 60 frames per second 4K. I was disappointed that Crackdown 3 didn't take the stage. They just showed like a trailer, like, because that's like one of the only games that I'm really looking forward to on the Xbox brand that's coming out later this year. That's like you can only get on Xbox or PC. There's other games coming out, but I don't know. I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't show any of the real destructible multiplayer gameplay. And the Sony show was just over too quick for me. I wanted more. Let's see here. My favorite Call of Duty game is probably Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I got to play through that one. It took me forever because I'm not the best first-person shooter player. But I played throughout the game on Veteran. I died like thousands of times probably. And I just fell in love with the multiplayer for it. That's what really got me. I played, of course, Halo 3 and I played Bad Company 2. Those games I really played a lot. I love Bad Company 2. Love that game. But I really like Call of Duty 4. Yeah, Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. It's probably going to happen because there would be a lot of money involved. Yeah, I was disappointed with Sony's exclusives, most of them being in 2018. What happened to The Agent by Rockstar? That is a good question. Let's see here. Also was looking forward to maybe a BioShock from 2K. Following comment, another BioShock game would be nice. Absolutely. I really, really liked the games in the series. I had a lot of fun with Infinite. Thoughts on Dragon Ball Fighter Z? It looks crazy. And like, I mean that in the best possible way. Like, I really loved the Street Fighter series. I love Mortal Kombat. But that new Dragon Ball game looks really fun. It looks really fun. Yeah, I thought that was, yeah, Xbox One X, I guess just to cut down on cost, it's only going to come with a 1 TB hard drive. When I downloaded Gears of War 4 on my PC, and I'm probably a little bit wrong on the exact number, but with the 4K textures and the extra, let's just say I thought it was like 30 to 40 gigabytes more than when I downloaded it on the Xbox One. Because I got, like the whole Play Anywhere. If you get it on Xbox One, you get it on PC. The PC version with the 4K textures or the texture pack or whatever, it was a much bigger game than on the Xbox One. So you've got these updates that are going to be coming to the Xbox One X, games like Gears of War 4, and I think they even showed The Witcher 3. And so you'll get these free updates and your hard drive space, pardon me, hard drive space is going to be even more of a scarcity. Greetings from Germany. Waking up in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock. The Sony press conference has unfortunately not paid off, for me at least. Sorry to hear that. I was a little bit disappointed at Sony too, just because I keep saying this. I know a broken record. I wanted more. Let's see here. You're the best. I'm a huge fan. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. With the amount of money you get from Xbox One, might as well build your own PC. That's a good point. Okay, so let me clarify that real quick. Blade Blur, the Play Anywhere program, unfortunately, it's only, as far as I know, from what I understand, it's only for the digital copies, unfortunately. If you have it on disc, I don't think it goes that way. I think you only if you get the digital version. Like if you got the digital version of Forza Horizon 3 on Xbox One, you'll also get the PC version. And I'm guessing the whole reasoning for that is if you buy the one on Xbox, download it, then download it on your PC, then you could just sell the disc. I guess that's what it is. Can I, Metal Jesus, live stream Farming Simulator 17? We'll have to ask if Metal Jesus is a farmer at heart. Yeah, so yeah, The Witcher 3 announced yesterday saying it's going to get an update for 4K and HDR. Witcher 3, awesome game. You know what? I know, Victor, I know Gears of War 4 didn't really sell as much as maybe they were hoping. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. I like the new characters, but I know everyone maybe didn't agree with me. Yeah, The Witcher 3 is so good. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. No Cyberpunk 2077, unfortunately. Yeah, it is. The whole thing with The Witcher 3 is interesting. I was at GameStop yesterday, and I saw that it was like, maybe it was somewhere else, but like the vanilla or standard copy was $20. And then the Game of the Year, the complete edition with all the DLC, was like $50. Is Uncharted 4 good? Yes, but if you have not played any of the games in the series, get Uncharted 4, but wait. I would first get the Nathan Drake collection. Because a lot of you guys watching this maybe just recently got a PS4, want to know what PS4 games to get. And again, if you want to get games on the cheap, just check promoting my videos. But check out my other videos of the Super Cheap Game series, where like the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection has Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. All of them play at 60 frames per second. Phenomenal stories, great third-person shooting action, a whole lot of fun. So if you've not played any of the Uncharted games, I would go with the Nathan Drake collection. Play all those, and then get Uncharted 4 for around $20 on eBay. What do I think about the Shadow of the Colossus remake? Remake of the remake? That's right. It was on the PS2. It was on the PS3. Now it's coming to PS4. I was just hoping for like a new game in the series, that like maybe a sequel that came, like how Bayonetta 2 also came with, or some of those copies came with Bayonetta 1. That would have been cool if they did that for Shadow of Colossus. It's a new Shadow of Colossus, new areas, new Colossus. And you get the remaster of Shadow of Colossus. What is my favorite first-person shooter game? Battlefield Bad Company 2. Yeah, I mean, I was disappointed with Sony. I kind of do wish they did more. Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out 2077. What is my most anticipated game of 2017? It's a game that most people aren't really that excited for. I'm excited for Crackdown 3, just because I loved Crackdown 1 so much. And it's probably close to a tie with Crackdown 3 and Mario Odyssey. Let's see here. Pittsburgh fan. I went to GameStop and got a couple discounts and got the Witcher Game of the Year edition for $15. That's great. Any games of E3 I'm interested in? Yeah, there were a lot. Anthem, Crackdown 3, Spider-Man, Days Gone, God of War, new Yoshi game, um, Wolfenstein 2, Evil Within 2. What is my favorite game in general of the C3? Like, I feel like they did a bad job of presenting it, a Crackdown 3, but I'm excited to play that one. I am excited about the new Dragon Ball game. Yeah, I mean, 20, it's so funny, like, because I remember when the Uncharted games released on the PlayStation 3, the first Uncharted game, $60. Uncharted 2, $60. Uncharted 3, $60. And of course, those games dropped in price. But now you can get like all three games remastered, 60 frames per second for $20. That's pretty good. Um, yeah, CD Projekt Red. It'll be interesting to know when they release Cyberpunk. The game was like announced a while back. What do I think about Assassin's Creed Origins and Anthem? They both look fantastic. I hope Anthem doesn't. I hope they're not like over promising, and I hope they don't under deliver. What did I like from the Xbox briefing? Um, I liked how they showed a lot of games, and there in fact were surprises, like the follow-up to Ori. I did like the fact that there's a lot of games shown. I need to rewatch that conference. Um, but I like the fact that they're willing to do things like backwards compatibility original Xbox games. That's interesting. Um, and of course, Anthem does look really good. I liked how they finished off the conference. They finished off with Anthem. That was pretty cool. Hey, Alejandro, 2 a.m. Yeah, it's getting kind of late. Let's see here. What about Watch Dogs 2? Watch Dogs 2, I thought they did a great job with it. It's a really beautiful open world game. I'm a bit worried about Anthem. I hope they don't destroy this game like Andromeda. I'm sure that's a big concern on the minds of the BioWare developers and EA stockholders. I want a hero DLC for Resident Evil 7. Yeah, I think it's probably about time we get some more DLC for RE7. Yeah, it's interesting. Early on the stream, that was mentioned about that, how there was nothing from from software, how there's no like Bloodborne 2 or no like there's some leak or talk about a new game kind of like set in like the Aztec time period from software. That was too bad. No Final Fantasy VII remake. You know what? I was disappointed that it's not Sony's fault, but there's no talk of Shenmue 3. It's like the game was kickstarted like almost 2 years ago. Where is that game? Seriously. Yeah, From Software might be at the Tokyo Game Show. Let's see here. I work at a surgical supply company. It's a very small company, and the owner is actually an oral surgeon. And occasionally, I mainly am in charge of like shipping, and also it's such a small company. I not only do shipping, but I also do like some of the accounting stuff. Let's see here. Oliver S., are you up at this hour? Rad. What do I think about Western game, the Xbox shown? I'm not sure, but what is my take on the Far Cry 5 controversy? What controversy for Far Cry 5 are you talking about? Yakuza 6, that's true. That one is coming our way. I still need to get Yakuza 0, Yakuza O. I still need to get that one. I'm so glad those games actually got released, because for a while it wasn't really looking like Yakuza 4 and 5 was going to even come out, but they ended up getting released event however many years ago that was. Let's see here. Well, guys, I'm probably going to hit the hay. I'm going to go to bed, but thank you guys so much for joining the stream and all the talk about E3. There's some great comments, great questions. I really appreciate you guys staying up with me, and I know you're different parts of the world. Thank you so much for stopping by the stream. I really, really appreciate it, and hopefully do another one of these streams in the near future. It was a lot of fun. But you guys take care and have a great night.